show enough is the truth. So turn it up, turn me loose. Sam Silk show enough is the truth. Burn it up, turn me loose. Sam Silk show enough is the truth. So turn it up, turn me loose. Sam Silk show enough got the juice. Burn it up. To the show that we ripping it up. 93.1 steady giving it up. It's the Sam Silk show. Hey, we digging it up. Playing old school, new school, mixing it up.
What up? We mixing it up. What's up on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday? It's about 75 degrees. It looks like it's a summer day because it's raining and the clouds out.
Yeah, I could have did without the rain part.
Yeah, but God could have said it's going to snow today.
Okay. Well, I guess if you put it that way.
Yeah. But it's going to snow Thursday, so.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. What's up, everybody on Facebook? How y'all doing? Welcome to the Relationship Hour. And we here today. Touch down with us. And leave your comments. Let us know where part of the country you're checking in. And we love to hear from you. And you can chime in on today's conversation. Kenya Brown with today's dilemma. We was out yesterday, chilling. No, I was actually working yesterday. I had to work yesterday. Even on my day off, Kenya, I still had to go to work.
You're always working.
Man.
And then you find new things to work on.
Yeah, all the time. You got today's, or you want me to read it?
I can read it.
Okay,
sure.
Cool. What you got?
Dear Sam, I'm in love with a wonderful man. We laugh, talk, inspire, support each other, and he understands. But when he asked me to marry him, I said no. Marriage to me is a death sentence.
Yeah.
Just thinking of marriage freaks me out. And yes, if you're wondering, my parents are still married. I'm not waiting for something better to come along. I just don't want to marry. I can't imagine my life without him. On the other hand, I can't imagine my life married to him. Please help.
Oh, boy. Twanetta Phillips, what up? How you doing today? All the way from Cincinnati, checking in with us. From the Natty. Oh, man. Anybody scared to be married? Anybody think that marriage is a death sentence like this lady believes? Now, sometimes, typically, it's mainly men who feel this way. But in this case, there's a woman who doesn't want to do it. She thinks that being married might just end her relationship. And we're taking your calls here at 888-409-0931. You can get in on the conversation at 888-409-0931. We welcome everybody. Share this video with your friends and loved ones today. Share it with them.
I think that's rough to not want marriage at all, but I think our society is steering people that way more and more.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah. They push. I said this earlier on air that when I'm hosting events or when you just pay attention when you go to a comedy show, a concert, and they be like, "What are single people at?" And the single people be screaming, and then they say, where your married people at? They be like, "Hey, do it real quick. Oh, just see me over here."
Why is that? Do you think that they are just, well, she said she's not looking for any other opportunities, any other guys.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, if they have all the foundation of a good relationship, what difference does it make?
Yeah, I mean, but once you have that baby, that's it. They there for the rest of your life. I think what people they feel about with marriage is that with marriage, it's harder to just walk away. Mm-hmm. Even though some people have done it now. Some people have just, I'm out of here.
Right.
But for some people, they don't want to go through all that, knowing that they're just going to be with that one person for the rest of their life. That is it.
It's nothing wrong with that. As long as the person, you still are able to have conversations, you still have a great sex life, all those good things. Mm-hmm. You know, what's the difference with the piece of paper or not? You're just kind of joining corporations of people.
Yeah. Who's scared to be married?
I don't know.
A lot of people. Most men are afraid of being married, of doing it.
Well, Paulette said, you don't want to marry. That's fine. Do you want someone to talk you into marrying? I don't get it. What are you asking for?
Exactly. What are you asking for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's. I guess she wants to hear the positive sides of marriage. So, married people, go ahead and start talking.
Well,
And I think it depends on what state you're in.
why does it matter what state you're in? So if you have more clubs and stuff to do?
No. If you're not, if your marriage is going through a trying time, you might not be the best person to speak about it.
Oh, state. I thought you were talking about like Ohio.
No.
Okay. Yeah. It depends on. You have to be careful about who you get marital advice from, because if people are going through things, or if they have a dysfunctional view of what relationships are, or maybe they just did it wrong, they just picked the wrong person, then they're going to be like, oh, it's going to be death.
Don't you do it. And a lot of men tell married men have told younger guys, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't you do it, man. Don't do it.
Right. I know guys who say, oh yeah, I was invited to a funeral. I mean, wedding.
Yeah, and they want me to wear a tux.
Yeah.
888-409-0931. What are your thoughts? 888-409-0931. More comments. What they talking about?
Shantae said, you should tell him how you feel, and maybe over time your feelings about marriage may change, and then maybe the proposal will still be on the table. If not, he may be cool with it, and then again, he might not.
Yeah.
Susan said, this seems like more is going on here, because at this point, you're in a relationship. When he is asking you to marry him, the conversation about how you feel about the marriage should have been had a long time ago.
Yeah, I would agree. That should have been, he should have, I should have had the conversation, told him I don't want to be married, and told him why. And then you guys could kind of, because like right now, he like, damn, it's been going like this. You love me, we feel it, girl, we vibing it. What you talking about? What is you talking about?
Well, maybe she just wants to get some opinions.
Well, give us some opinions. Any women on here ever not wanted to be married? You was nervous about being married? She's lying. Put your hand down. Y'all sign up for marriage. Y'all little girl, y'all fight. I'm going to sign up for marriage right here today. Sam Silk Show, hello.
Hey, I'd like to make a comment on Sam Silk Show.
Go ahead.
All right, this is Sam Silk.
You got us, man.
Hey, Sam, how you doing, my brother?
You got where you calling from?
I'm calling from Cleveland. This is your main man, Eric.
All right.
I was just out there at the Racina with you, my brother.
Yes, sir. So
yes, sir.
What you think?
Listen, I want to make a comment, man, about this relationship thing, man.
Please.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to understand why is it that, people grow and, become complacent, so to speak, in relationships. Like, let's say, for an example, women pray and, about a certain type of man and certain things he need to be doing and what he need to be bringing to the table. And then when that man come into their lives, they don't want to offer the same thing. And then it causes short-term relationships, and now here we are, statistics, meaning that, we have been through several relationships versus the one long-term one.
I agree.
Yeah. True that, man. And why do you think this woman really don't want to be married, though? What is it?
I have no idea. I don't know. Hey, some women want to be married, but see, that's my point. I know I'm probably off a little bit here, but the reality of it is, man, it's like, they want something, but they don't want to give it.
They're not prepared for it.
So I don't know. It's kind of confusing. So this is what I'm trying to get answers to.
All right, Eric, thanks a lot, bro.
Hey, man, much love.
Yes, sir. That's great for him. He's trying to figure that out, too.
Yeah.
What is it, guys? We want to know.
I don't know why people are so afraid of relationships in the first place. I mean, you just make a choice. You choose what you like. You choose who you're compatible with, and then you go with it.
People have a problem with, I think people like the fact of getting something new. You're excited when you get something new.
I'm not.
You're not excited when you get something new?
Give me what I know. I know what that is.
I mean things. I'm not talking about people right now.
Oh. Okay.
Things. And people sometimes treat people like things. They treat relationships like things. Like, I'm going to like, maybe not today, but next couple of weeks, I'm going to get my car really detailed.
Okay.
Because my car was talking to me the other day and said, man, hey man, you don't treat me like you used to. You got 2 French fries from last summer up under the seat. And you don't vacuum me right. You let your son Jeremiah have a smoothie in this truck. Now the first 3 months, couldn't nobody touch nothing. You wouldn't even eat nothing in here.
It is like that, isn't it?
And that's what happened in relationships. People get used to it. People get used to it, and they don't value it and take care of it like they used to. Comments coming in.
Well, Debbie said she doesn't want to marry him because she knows he's not the one.
Aha.
Ha ha.
Because if she was really head over heels, she wouldn't even give a damn.
Right.
She would just do it.
Yeah, I think maybe she just settled because he's a nice guy and he.
Well, she didn't settle because she's not married.
Well, I mean, she settled because she didn't want to be lonely.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she doesn't. Maybe the guy is really nice, but not quite her cup of tea.
Mm.
Which, if he's not, well, she said she can't imagine living without him.
That's right.
I don't know. I'm confused too.
Yeah,
because
yeah. I say it's on him. I think it's him. I think that he my friend,
Mm-hmm.
He needs to pay attention to this, because if that's me, that's all the signs. You know what? You're right. We not getting married right now.
Would you ask again if someone had cold feet?
No, I would find out what it is and get to the bottom of it, and I would make my decision from there. On what to do. That's what I would do. What's up, Terry? Terry says some people just don't want to be married, and they don't see the point of marriage. Crystal, are you on the Sam Silk Radio or the Sam Silk Show on TuneIn? Yes, we're on TuneIn Radio. Go to TuneIn Radio. You can put in Sam Silk, or just go to samsilkwithawy.com. Live right now, 93.1 WZAK. Download that app.
Okay, now Twinette said that was my ex better half that sent those messages earlier. He told me he wanted a break for whatever reason, and I've been nothing but good to him. Oh, I'm sorry,
He
Twinette.
sent messages. Well, he left you?
I guess so.
Oh.
She said she lost her love this morning, and she wants to be married.
Why did he break up with you, Twinetta? Twinette. Why did he say he wanted to break up, and how did he break up?
I don't know, because the from the letter, from the woman's letter, it just doesn't make sense for someone to be head over heels, can't live without someone. And
Run.
Who, the guy should run?
Yeah, he should run. If he see this letter, hear us talking about it, he needs to run.
He's not going to know who she is.
You never know. Listen to this. Let's just read this letter one more time.
Okay.
This one you know somebody. Read it from the top. This one you know somebody. A little off. Pay attention to what she's saying.
Okay.
See, it's confusing already.
Right. I agree. If I can find it.
Let me take a call here while you do that. Sam Silk Show.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, Miss K. So, Miss K, this lady loves this man, but she don't want to marry him.
She's probably scared of commitment. And then on the other hand, he may be taking care of her, she feel like, and she's getting the benefits of a wife. But he can always ask for what they call palimony.
Palimony? What's that?
Yes. Most white folks ask for that. When you're not married and you've contributed to someone else's income and they haven't worked, you can always get that back.
See, this is why he need to run. And this is why people don't want to be married, because we talking about money already.
Money, right.
Money
It hasn't even happened yet.
Money, yeah. You talking about, he can get palimony. Yeah.
Palimony.
All right. See?
Okay.
That's one reason why men don't want to be married, because of that whole money thing. Go ahead.
All right. Maybe we missed something. Okay. Dear Sam, I'm in love with a wonderful man. Okay. He's wonderful. We got that. Okay.
And she start off saying she's in love.
She's in love.
Got it.
We laugh, talk, inspire, support each other.
Stop right there.
Okay.
They laugh. They talk about things. But y'all did not talk about how you felt about marriage. So he assumed because all these things on his end was going well, that's why he popped the question. Keep going.
Okay, we laugh, talk, inspire, support each other, and he understands. That's a big deal. A guy who understands,
Yeah.
that's big deal. Okay. But when he asked me to marry him, I said no, and she put no in caps.
Right. Yeah.
Marriage to me is a death sentence. Just thinking of marriage freaks me out. And yes, if you're wondering, my parents are still married. I'm not waiting for something better to come along. I just don't want to marry. I can't imagine my life without him. On the other hand, I can't imagine my life married to him.
He needs to run.
Yeah, because she's a little confused.
Yeah, it sounds very confusing because she starts off to say, it's kind of like, oh, you know what this reminds me of? You ever have a friend that wants advice, but they don't want advice about their man?
Yes.
And what they do is they build him up first.
And waste your time.
No, they tell you the story about how great and wonderful they are first. Then they hit you with the low blow. Well, this is what they did. Bam! And then when you get ready to say what you say, then they come back. They had a little moment, and then they take up for him again. So she sounds like she's not ready, that she's not stable. And for whatever reason, she don't. Right. So she's not mentally stable. You don't need to marry him. You don't.
Yeah.
Save him. Save that man. Don't you do it. I don't care how great he is. Don't do it because you're not mentally stable enough to be married. Am I right, Facebook? Facebook, am I right or wrong? Leave him alone.
Barbara said, I bet if he get a woman on the side, she'll be hollering, let's get married.
Yeah.
Debbie said he's good enough to date, but not to marry.
Yeah.
Rashonda said, if she didn't want to get married, they should have had this conversation long before the engagement.
Yeah.
Well, she said no when he asked her to marry him, so there is no engagement. I don't want to get married at this time in my life. I don't have kids. I am already established and ready to retire in the next 10 years, but I do want a companion to enjoy the rest of my life with. I don't feel you need to have a marriage license to be committed to someone. Okay, Rashonda.
See? Yeah. So, Rashada, you need to find you a man that want a shack.
Yeah.
That's good for him. Y'all, at least. See, but the problem is people like Rashonda don't really find too many men like that. It'd be the opposite. The guy that think like her will get with a girl who want to be married and get her a baby.
Absolutely.
And then now she like, well, when you gonna marry me? When you gonna marry me?
How come the right people just can't link up? The people
Man.
who want the same stuff.
It never happens that way.
Jeez.
It never happens that way. It's always
Always a mess.
you find out later on. But damn, you into that? I ain't know that.
Tierra said marriage is not on everybody's agenda. I agree.
Yeah.
Marriage is not what it used to be and seen as a joke now. She's enjoying her benefits she's getting from the relationship.
Why does marriage seem like a joke now? People don't value it.
Right.
I mean, what makes it a thing of the past? Because it's not the best. It's like it's not celebrated
No.
like it used to be celebrated.
Do you feel that marriage had more of a religious base to it? And people are moving
I'm
further
not
away
going
from
to say
organized religion?
Well, I'll say this because now you're bringing a whole nother part. If you go by the spiritual part, you didn't got married. You know, all them folk you didn't got with you. Now they know you. You know them. Got a piece of them. And sometimes, no, seriously, sometimes when you done been with these people or these amount of people, it kind of confuses some people's judgment. And with marriage, thank you, this generation, people have seen before people have got messed up, they know your stuff. Your girlfriends know the times you cheated on your man.
They do.
They know all the little hee laughing ass secrets. Guys know. Then they see y'all work it out and get together. And then that kind of mess spread. And then you got the married folk who telling the single folk, don't do it.
Right.
So they have spreaded this stuff out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think it kind of spilled over people. And with all these reality shows of marriages breaking up and people fighting and getting divorced, marriage is not celebrated.
Absolutely.
Or held to what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I think that kind of frightens men and women these days, where they're like, what the hell am I going to get married for?
Right.
You know?
Because it might be a temporary person that I'm marrying.
Yeah. And then I don't care what people say. Some people's mind gets cloudy.
Oh, definitely.
If the amount of people that they're intimate with. You know what I'm saying?
All those soul ties.
All those soul ties. Mm-hmm. So you got a soul tie there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard for some people to really love somebody because they still love something.
Right. Well, Kent said, Sam, I ran into one like that, so I kept dealing with her until I found someone that was ready. Then I dropped her, courted my now wife, and found happiness.
Yeah.
Erica said she probably feels if it ain't broke, don't fix it. She just don't want to be married. He needs to move on if marriage is what he seeks.
That's correct.
Now, it worked for Oprah and Stedman, right?
Yeah, for them it worked, but I was told they really are married. They just not telling the public. They just not broadcasting that they're married.
Look at Sam with the T right now.
I'm telling you, Stedman and Oprah been married for a while. They just not telling us.
So they've been bamboozling us.
That's right. That's right. Because you don't want folk in your business. I mean, so again, why do people feel this way? Beyonce and JayZ, they put it out there. He put it out there what he did, right? She put out there what he did. They worked it out. Some people, when they see that, not everybody, some people don't never want to go through that. Some people who are married now, if they spouse cheated on them, they're not gonna work it out. It's over with. Then you got the people who are not married, they see both sides. They see they cheated, they broke up, they went on. They cheated, they worked it out, they stayed. So in their mind, they get to see all this stuff. They don't really see the happy ending. Here's what they told. Here's what they tell you. Oh, but they worked it out. And people they get a chance to see people in bad relationships. They say, but they stuck together. They worked it out.
Right.
And then it's hard to trick your mind to say, man, that's a lot of BS. I don't want to go through all that. But they say I'm supposed to go through it because you're going to have hard times and bad times. You got to work it out. So for some people, they can't swallow that.
Okay. All right. Think about this aspect as well. When we were younger and dating and, contemplating marriage, there wasn't these things. How many times?
Cell phones too.
How many times? Okay. We love you guys asking us relationship advice, but you have all these new best friends online that you talk to on all these social media platforms. Right. You don't really cling to one person anymore. You have all these opinions, all these people. That's a difference too. And sometimes people can be in the same room and not even communicate. Not even communicate anymore.
Not even communicate. Sitting there just on his phone. On the phone, doing this.
I've seen multiple people at dinner.
Yeah.
And nobody looks up or talks to each other. They would rather even text each other
at the damn table
instead of talking.
Laughing at each other.
Yeah. So relationships are different.
Yeah.
These days.
888-409-0931. That is the number. Read the last final comments before we wrap it up.
Well, Barbara, Charles said too many distractions. Barbara said, I love my husband. He's my soulmate.
Yeah.
And
say that and share that, Barbara. Show the world. They need to see more of that. You don't see too many couples holding hands, walking down the street anymore.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Crystal said marriage is hard. Relationships are hard. Dang, that's so sad. Everybody thinks that relationships are hard.
It is.
Except for Barbara.
It is.
She loves her
Listen,
husband.
I bet you Barbara loves him, but this is just my opinion. Barbara, you feel free to tell us. That does not mean, and it doesn't make it bad, that it doesn't mean that Barbara and her husband has never had a challenging moment where he really, really ticked her off, and he really, really, she ticked him off, vice versa. And then they was like, I can't, something. We don't know what that something is. And the truth to the matter is, no matter who you marry, okay, if you, because sometimes, baby, something's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Something gonna happen.
Definitely.
And so I think we think it's a married thing. If you're in a relationship with somebody.
That's right.
And you're not married, but y'all there long term and you love them, a challenging moment is going to come up that's going to test the times of your relationship, whether you're married or not.
That's
and
right.
it will test what you built of, what you are made of. Marriages also, they build the character in you on what you made of, what you can handle.
Right.
So don't think because you don't get married that you ain't gonna have a problem of a married person. If you live in a life of a married person, of two people in a relationship,
You still working.
you should don't let listen. Have kids. Have kids. If you have kids, let's say the kid unfortunately gets sick, you still got to do what parents do.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a challenge time. And if you're married and the kid is sick, doesn't mean that he or she can't leave. If it's a tough time, they can leave regardless.
And I think people want everything so easy these days. We have a microwave society. Everybody wants everything perfect so quickly, and life isn't like that. So people are so fragile. They're just fragile these days. You got to work at some stuff the stuff that'll be worth it.
Stuff that'll be worth it. You hit it on the head, man. Leave your comments. You can always inbox me. We might just read your situation today. On the next show, not today, but on the next show. All right. SamSilkwithAY.com. Follow me on the internet, and we do all that good stuff. The All White Affair is on May 27th. It's going to be crazy in Cleveland. So get your all white gear ready as we get ready for the All White Affair. That's Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. We'll do it again tomorrow, y'all.